Hello, friends, and welcome to my broadcast. I woke up this morning with a lot of questions in my head, and I've been pondering on this thing for a while now. And this morning, I was like, why? Have you ever wondered why is it that some people work so hard to achieve something or to attain something, and when it comes, it doesn't come with harvest that is commensurate with the kind of effort or the kind of things they've tried, and then some other people on the other hand, they don't do so much. They may not even, okay, for instance, an exam, they don't even read, yet they come out in flying colors. Why have you ever wondered about that? I've been wondering about this, and then I took a walk down memory lane, and I remembered a lot of things that have happened in my life, and I applied it to this thing, and it made me to come to realization that a lot of people work conscious of this thing I'm going to talk about in a very short while. They work conscious of it than the rest of them, and that is what I call grace. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you very briefly on something I've chosen to title When Grace Speaks. Grace, it actually speaks. And for a lot of people in the Bible, grace has worked for them. Grace has spoken over their lives. But I would like to start by giving us an insight into what grace actually is. So what is grace? Grace is God's benevolence, God's love in action to a people who are undeserving. They don't deserve it, yet it is made available for them. It is also enjoying mercy, even when you don't qualify for it. When you don't qualify for it. I've told people a lot of times that, God works in let me say funny way, because he does not call the qualified, he qualifies the called. There's this story some time ago when I was much younger. Two friends, they were looking for jobs. One was really, really desperate for that job, and the other one was really not so much, desperate like the other person. And they went to put in the application somewhere. A lot of people were there. You know how it is, yes, a typical Nigerian setting when people are looking for jobs. And then the other one couldn't just deal with the crowd, so she went to stand underneath a tree, and the people they were just clamoring for attention. There were queues that were broken and all that. In fact, there was a stampede out there. Now when the recruiters came outside, they were addressing the people, when all of a sudden one of them noticed the girl that was standing in the shade, and he was like, "Come, aren't you looking for a job?" And she said she was looking for a job, and blah blah blah. He just said, "Okay, let me see your CV, give it to me." And then amongst everybody that was clamoring for that same position, she got her interview first, and she got the job. So does it mean that people shouldn't work hard to attain things or to achieve things? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that to some people, grace is actually speaking on their heads. It is made available for each and every one of us, but you have to desire it. You have to pray for it. You have to believe that everything and anything is possible. You have to start making some declarations. When you are faced with challenging situations or mountains before you, you say, "I'm carrying grace upon my head." Do you know the quality of grace that is speaking on my head? You begin to talk to those challenges, and you see ways being made for you. When grace speaks, protocols are broken. When grace speaks, the natural is superseded by supernatural. When grace speaks, the unqualified is chosen. For instance, in the Bible, in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 from verse 1 to 13, the prophet Samuel was assigned to go and anoint one of the sons of Jesse. All the elder brothers of David, they were qualified for it. In fact, they could do so much. They fit the role so much. David was not interested. Where was he? He was in the field attending to the sheep, because he knew that there was no how that position was meant for him. Alas, the oil refused to flow on anybody's head but his. That's grace speaking. So he was not qualified for it, but God chose him. And when God chose him, God qualified him, and then he empowered him. So when God chooses the unqualified, he empowers. That's why you see people that maybe you're much older than they are, you're more qualified than they are, and they begin to occupy positions of authority, and you have to submit to them, you have to obey them, you have to. It is not just them. There is grace working upon their lives. The Bible says that Daniel was chosen far above the princes and kings around because he had an excellent spirit at work in him, and that's grace. That is grace. It was grace that made Esther stand out before the king amongst all the maidens that were there. Poor Esther, she was the one that stood out. It was grace speaking on her head. So I have an assignment for each and every one of us today. Begin to dwell in the atmosphere of grace. Begin to acknowledge that this is available. Begin to acknowledge that everything is possible. Natural laws can be broken. Protocols can be... The environment that you live in can yield to the grace that is working upon your life. And you just begin to do exploits much more than you have settled for at this point in time. That is the assignment I have for each and every one of us today. And trust me, we're going to enjoy a better life. The quality of life is going to be better. And I'm here to listen to your test from today. Yeah, begin to operate in that excellent spirit. That's grace. And I'm here to listen to the testimonies that's going to abound from just this message of today. I wish you beautiful. Today is Thursday. It's almost weekend, so I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead, and the Lord continue to bless you. I see you again next time. Bye-bye.